Hello students, now I am with your third module of work energy and work power energy chapter, and today in the third module we are supposed to do conservation of energy. All of you know what is conservation of energy. Conservation of energy states, law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to other. The energy occurs in this universe in various forms. So the sum of all forms of energy in the universe remain constant. When there is transformation of energy from one form to the another, the total energy always remains same. That means it remains conserved. So there is only interchange between one form of energy to the other form, but there is the total energy remains constant. In a similar way, we describe law of conservation of mechanical energy. What is law of conservation of mechanical energy? It states that if there is only an interchange between potential energy to kinetic energy. There is an interchange between potential energy and kinetic energy. The total mechanical energy I am writing ME is equal to constant. The total mechanical energy remains constant whenever there is a transformation of potential to kinetic energy or kinetic to potential energy. Whatever way it happens, the total mechanical energy remains constant. Now, how we will verify? This total mechanical energy remains constant when kinetic energy or potential energy there is interchange, provided there are no frictional forces. If there are frictional forces, what will happen? Some energy will be produced in overcoming the friction. Some energy will be produced as heat energy. So there will be other form of energy, but total energy will remain constant. The theoretical, according to the law of conservation of energy, the total energy remains constant. Then we will verify the theoretical verification of this law of conservation of mechanical energy. Now what mechanical energy says? That the potential energy and kinetic energy of a system remains constant unless there is loss of energy or conversion of energy to the heat due to friction, if there is friction. So we will consider at present there is no friction, and we will verify the law of conservation of energy. So in this respect, there is one descriptive verification for a freely falling body is there in your syllabus, and other is the pendulum. So we will first verify the law of conservation of mechanical energy for a freely falling body. Verification of conservation of mechanical energy for a freely falling body. Now how we will do? Suppose a body is at some height h from the ground. That position I consider A. Now body falls to certain height, say B, which is at a distance x from the initial level. So what will be its height from the ground? That will be h minus x. You understood this? What I consider, again I am repeating, consider a body is at a position A, which is at a height h from the ground, and it falls freely and reaches a position B, which is at a distance x from the initial level. Then its height from the ground is h minus x. This is the height. Okay. Then the third position we will consider when the body strikes the ground, that is the position C. In these three positions, we will see what is the measure of kinetic energy, potential energy, and also the total mechanical energy. So let us begin for the position at A. At A, the body is falling freely, so initial velocity is 0. So kinetic energy, which you give as half mv square, now v is 0, so it is equal to 0. And the potential energy, which is given as mgh, because it is a height h. Then total mechanical energy, which is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy, it is given as 0 plus mgh is equal to mgh. Hope you have not got any problem. So at A you have got kinetic energy 0, potential energy mgh, and total mechanical energy Tme is equal to mgh. So this is the important part. Now when it falls through a distance x, then find out the velocity at the position B, because as it falls down it will gain velocity because of acceleration due to gravity. All of you know this. So at B, initial velocity of the body is 0. Final velocity, suppose it is v, and acceleration due to gravity acting on it is equal to g. Now if you apply and how much distance it has covered, distance fallen is equal to x. So if you apply the equation of motion, so it will be v square is equal to u square. In place of u square you will put 0 square plus 2g x, 0 square plus 2g x, that is equal to v square is equal to 2g x. Now what is the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is equal to half m v square, you know. So it is equal to half m 2g x, 2 cancel, 2 cancel. So this is equal to kinetic energy is equal to, where at B is equal to mgx. After that, at B only, your entire calculation is for at B. So what will be the potential energy? Potential energy at B, that will be equal to mg and height. What is height at B? Height above the ground. What is height above the ground at B? H minus x. So it is h minus x. Alright. Now let us find out. So we have got kinetic energy at B is mgx. At A it was 0. Potential energy at A it was mgh. Now it is becoming mgh minus x. So what is the total mechanical energy at B? Total mechanical energy at B. So that is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. So which is equal to mg h minus x plus mgx. Now this is equal to mgh plus minus mgx plus mgx. So this mgx cancel, plus minus cancel. How much you are getting? mgh. At B, total mechanical energy at B is also mgh. So at B is also total mechanical energy is equal to mgh, which was same as that at A. But there is change. What is change? That potential energy here, it is mgh minus mgx, whereas potential energy at A was mgh. So at B, potential energy has decreased. By what factor? How much it has decreased? So it has decreased by mgx, because mgh minus mgx you are doing, so it is decreasing by mgx. Now what is this mgx? You can see clearly that mgx is the gain in kinetic energy, because at A the kinetic energy was 0. So whatever was the loss in potential energy, that is the gain in kinetic energy at from A to B. Hope you have noted down all this part. If you have not noted down, you can stop pause the video and you can note it down in your copy. You will get a practice. Now let us consider at C. At C, height above the ground, I am writing h is equal to 0, that is height above the ground is 0. So potential energy, which is equal to mgh, that will become 0. In place of h, if you put 0, then m into g into 0, that is equal to 0. We have to calculate the kinetic energy now. Now if you consider the position at A and the position at C. Now position at A means here the initial velocity was how much? 0. At C, when it falls to C, when it strikes the ground, it gains velocity. Let velocity is equal to v. Then apply equation of motion. V square is equal to u square plus 2gh. Now put v square, because we have considered the final velocity at C to be v. Then initial velocity at A is 0 plus 2gh. H is the total distance covered now, because it has travelled through the entire height. So kinetic energy here, it will be half mv square. So that is equal to half m v square is 2gh. So 2 cancelled, that is equal to mgh. Now kinetic energy, what is the total mechanical energy? Total mechanical energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential